Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. In this video, we're going to show you how to change out the Maytag dryer blower wheel. It's going to be a very easy repair, and it's only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get the clamp and the new blower wheel. The blower wheel circulates the air through the dryer. The main reason you'd be changing it out is if it's damaged and the air is not being circulated and your clothes aren't drying. In order to change the part, we have to take the dryer apart. First thing we're going to do is take out the lower screws with a Phillips screwdriver so we can remove the front panel. Now we can take the front panel off. We just have to lift it up a little bit so the clips come out of the top and it drops down. Once you have it free, you can set it back down, and then we're going to carefully swing it out of the way. There's enough wire here so you can just swing it around and lay it across the side of the cabinet. Now we're going to remove the bulkhead. We're going to use a 5/16 inch nut driver to remove these 4 screws that hold it on. But first we're going to unclip this wiring harness holder just so it's out of the way. Once you have that off, we can take out the screws. Once you have the screws out, we can carefully lift the bulkhead off. We're going to swing it aside, just like the front panel. Set it on the side. Now that we have the bulkhead off, we have access to the blower wheel. It's located in the blower housing. We're going to use a 1/4 inch nut driver to take out the screws to hold the cover on. Once you have those out, we're going to use the 5/16 inch nut driver to take out this lower screw that holds it to the bottom of the dryer. Once you have all the screws out, we're going to grab the cover, carefully pull it out, and swing it out of the way. We can just swing it off to the side and set it over by the gas valve. Once you have it off, we have access to the blower wheel. The blower wheel is held on the shaft by a clamp. So we're going to take a needle nose pliers and compress it so it comes off. Once you have it free, you can pull it off and set it aside. Now that we have the clamp out of the way, we have to take off the snap ring that holds the blower onto the shaft. They make a special pliers that go in these 2 little holes right here. If you have one of those, you can just use it and take it off. If you don't have it, we're going to take a small flathead screwdriver and take these 2 little tabs and move them so they're in line with the flat on the motor shaft. Once you have it lined up, we're just going to take the flathead screwdriver and get in between these 2 tabs right here and kind of flex the ring so it comes off. Once you have it started, you just pop it off the rest of the way and then pull it off. Then all you have to do is grab the blower wheel and pull it off the motor shaft. Once you have it free, you can pull it off the dryer. Here's the old blower wheel next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. Now we can put the new blower wheel in. You want to make sure that the flat of the shaft lines up with the flat on the blower wheel. Once you have it lined up, you just have to push it on until it bottoms out. Now we can put the snap ring on. If you have the special tool, you can just stretch it over and put it on. If you just have a screwdriver, you can hook half of the ring into the groove and use a flathead screwdriver to stretch it over the rest. Once you have that on, we're going to use the needle nose pliers to compress the clamp and open it up, and then we can slide it over the shaft. Once you have it in place, we can put the blower housing cover back on. To put the cover back on, I'm just going to grab it and swing it around, line it up with the housing. Once you have it in place, we're going to use the 5/16 inch nut driver to put in the screw that holds it to the bottom of the dryer. Then we can use the 1/4 inch nut driver to put in the rest of the screws. Now that we have the cover on, we can put the bulkhead back on. Before we put the bulkhead back on, we're just going to grab the wire harness clip that we let drop down earlier and bring it up here so we can put it on later. To put the bulkhead back on, we just have to line it up so the duct goes into the blower housing. I want to make sure it goes inside the felt seal. And then you may have to reach in and lift up on the drum a little bit so it goes onto the glides. Once you have it in place, we can use the 5/16 inch nut driver to put the screws in. Before we put the front panel back on, we're just going to put the little wire holder in so the wires are held in place. Once you have it in, we can put the front panel back on. To put it back on, we're just going to swing it back around into place. And then you want to make sure that the little tabs right here line up with the cutouts in the top. Then we're going to put it in like we took it off. We're going to put it at a little bit of an angle. Make sure the clips go in and it doesn't drop down. Once you have it in place, we can use the Phillips screwdriver to put the screws in. Once you have the dryer put back together, you can plug it back in and take it for a spin. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.